Anyway, so one of the fun things about Ignite is that we don't have to talk just about podcasts. We don't just have to talk about our businesses. Right? Scott is here to talk to us about something that has nothing to do with podcasting directly, or maybe not. We'll find out. Give him a round of applause.
Hi. I hope you appreciate that I brought a prop. I'm here to talk about birds. Yep, birds. Can birds save us? Yes, they can. They absolutely can. They can. And you may not know it, but we need saving. But we have to save them first. Right now, birds are under massive threat. Just this week, the Endangered Species Act is being rolled back. Is this important to you? Maybe you don't think so. I'm fixing to try to change that. I got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to do it. Beyond the basics, you know that birds are pretty. You know they offer us some nice things to look at, but there are practical reasons for those of you who need them. If the pretty bird isn't enough, there's this. Imagine a van in your neighborhood with a sign on it, Ecosystem Services, because that's what birds provide. They pollinate. They keep the soil from going bad because they take care of cleaning the water. They make sure that erosion doesn't happen. They help our ecosystem doing one important thing. They pollinate. Hummingbirds are 1.02 ounces of whoop-ass, okay? And they pollinate their little butts off. By the way, all the pictures you see I took, I'm a bird photographer. Somebody's got to do it. They pollinate individual flowers. Who in here hates flowers? You're a sick person if you do. Birds slow the spread of disease. By the way, an editor called me and said, Scott, do you have a picture of an eagle carrying a jackrabbit? And I said, how much would it be worth to you if I do? And he said, you son of a gun, you've got it, don't you? If it weren't for birds eating carrion, we would all be dead in 16 weeks. Believe it, 16 weeks. They stop the spread of disease, folks. Do not hate on the ugly vulture. They also provide pest control. Now, you may have noticed I'm president of the Horizontally Challenged Bird Photographers of America. I like to eat, and if it weren't for these guys, I couldn't, because farmers rely on the pest control that they do. But if all these reasons aren't enough, if you're just one of those guys that's into money, or one of these ladies that just money's your deal, well, guess what? $80 billion is what they bring. And that's, by the way, a conservative number, but that's a number I can prove to the economy. $80 billion. There are people like me that fly around the world. I was in Shanghai 2 days ago looking at birds. By the way, I got here the day before I left. I still don't know how that works. Birds do important jobs like moving nutrients from the sea to land. Are you going to go out and fly into the middle of the sea and get nutrients and bring them home? This guy did. In case you were wondering, there are times when it sucks to be a fish. Right there. I was very happy he did that right in front of me. The incredible value is that they're more than pets. Some of you have pets, birds, that's cool. But you know, birds help us find food. In the war, in the old days, they actually carried messages. And some of us that like Kentucky Fried Chicken look at them as food. They also help us collect environmental data. I made this photograph at Bosque del Apache National Wildlife Refuge in New Mexico. By tracking what happens there over the last 35 years that I've been going there, we're able to keep actual score on our ecosystem. We can find out what's happening. We have data. And you know, there's nothing wrong if you like birds just from the standpoint of they're frickin' beautiful. This is a scaled quail. I love this bird. They are incredible, they're gorgeous, and they sing, and they do things that make us happy. Our lives are better because of them. And this slide has no purpose other than to provide a few pictures to look at. I love birds. I spend 300 days a year looking for, watching, and photographing birds. And I get paid for it. They are constantly facing challenges. This bird right here is a great egret. In 1932, they were almost extinct because they were used to make ladies' hats. The DDT problem almost wiped out the bald eagle population. Pay attention to this stuff. Bird conservation makes sense, and I'll tell you why. And I'm not being dramatic. Your very life the lives of your children and your grandchildren absolutely 100% depend on it. I want you to leave here saying, I had this guy talk to me about birds, and I didn't know that birds were all this kind of a big deal, but it was kind of cool. And just remember this one thing. As birds go, what happens to them happens to us. Thank you.